Okay, so my name is Catherine. My preferred pronouns are she, they, and we are going to practice Yoga Nidra. Now, I was trained in Yoga Nidra in a couple of different places, but most recently, and the type of Nidra space that I hold, that I'm happy to hold, feels most natural and beautiful and adaptogenic to me, is one of the Yoga Nidra network. So we'll learn lots about lineage. So the one thing we don't do is, the one thing that I don't do now is have a formal sankalpa. Okay, so a sankalpa would normally be a positive statement, a positive intention, and it would be one that maybe we would say twice. It might be something that we direct. I will just guide you into a space of the heart, and we'll just see what arises there. It might be that a positive intention absolutely just comes through the mist, and you would just repeat it quietly to yourself. But what I truly believe Yoga Nidra is an act of liberation, an act where we step away from society, we step away from conformity that we might feel, step away from the patriarchy, and just really come at rest, allow ourselves to rest. One of the reasons I feel quite strongly about this is because, society is not really set up for rest. It likes us to work, and it likes us to, always be doing something. So we're going to go from doing to being. And the way that I express this invitation to you now is to make yourselves a little nest, if you will, to practice Yoga Nidra. Now, you can practice in any position. If you're going to practice seated, I would suggest that you have something that you're likely to, even if you don't go to sleep, you're likely to relax very, very deeply. And what I don't want is for you to jolt those muscles or cervical spine, all those nerves. So make sure that your neck is well supported if you choose to practice in a sitting position. I would invite you now to lay, if that's something that you feel you're able to do. They can lie on the floor, lie on the sofa, in a reclined position, lie on a mattress. Might be in a lounger outside with some headphones on. Just not in direct sunlight, please, because the UVA is strong wherever you are on the planet now. So somewhere that's in shade. And I would just take the prerequisite that any contraindication in this practice of Yoga Nidra would be any intoxicants, whether they be alcohol, whether they be a microdosing of some sort, or if they be any other sort of heavy medication. Okay. So with that, just begin to settle. Begin to settle the body. It can be on the side. You know, if you find in a fetal position, curl up on your side is nice. Maybe cuddling something for comfort, then that's okay. even to be face down, so that you're giving the lungs naturally full, and so that you're giving lots of space, creating lots of in-between space for the body. And just think about the points of contact to start with the surface. So really come into just presence with where the body meets the surface, the chosen surface, like chosen family, the chosen surface that we have decided we're going to practice on. And know that while we're gently coming into presence with those points of contact, maybe at the shoulders or the back of the head, the buttocks and the seat underneath, the back of the thighs, maybe the back of the calves and the heels. Know that we can move at any point. At any point during this practice of Yoga Nidra, which has started, we are free to move should we become uncomfortable. And also, you might find your eyes fluttering slightly. Your eyes might flutter and you might see some light at some point, and that's okay. And as we just give ourselves permission to rest, just gently see if you can accept this invitation. This invitation to come into presence and being with oneself. Just come into presence and being with yourself, and if those are words or invitations that you're not sure of how exactly to achieve that, just let that be. Just let that be that point of presence and realization. There is no better way to practice Yoga Nidra. There's no better way. You cannot get it wrong. And there might be some sounds from the body, some sounds from the stomach, some rattling sounds, some digestion sounds. They're welcome. They are completely welcome in this space, as you are welcome. And all your cells and all your inward noises, all your external noises, they're also welcome. Every part of you is welcome. All the parts and opinions that maybe you feel guilty about, you feel you shouldn't hold, we're not saying we're in favour, we're saying there's no judgment here. And it doesn't matter, you're welcome. Every part of you, maybe part of you that has to regularly visit the doctors, maybe part of you that regularly has to take medication. That's okay. You're seen. You're welcome. And as you lie here, let's think about the breath. Hopefully, we're still breathing. Let's listen to the sound the breath is making. Let's see if we can just hear it like a soft, inviting lullaby, just lulling us into rest. The inhale, the space that by being connected to the inhale is made, and then the sound of the exhale, the space and appreciation, and then the cycle starts again. The inhale, space, exhale, space. So we could look at it that the act of breathing creates space. So let's somehow see if we can feel within the body that breath coming and going, creating space. And let's come into the center of the chest, the heart space. And let's see the breath, the inhale and exhale, move around us. Move around that place, that point of the heart. And know that as you inhale and exhale, as the breath cycles, as the life cycles, this being within the space of the heart is just enough. There is nothing else to be done. There is nothing that particularly needs to be taken or not taken from this process of Yoga Nidra. There is merely an invitation to connect with the heart, with the inner teacher, and not to have anything placed upon a heart, but just to see what our inner teacher wants to tell us. And our inner teacher might be, oh, you need to go to sleep. That's fine. Rest. Accept this invitation of rest that the heart invites. And from this space of the heart, let us be aware of the breastbone, coming up through the throat. And I invite you to bring that heart-filled awareness to the tip of the tongue, the back of the tongue, the whole tongue. Awareness of the heart of the whole tongue, and the inner left cheek and the inner right cheek, the lower gum, the upper gums. Awareness of heart of the roof of the mouth, and the golden elixir of the saliva might prompt you to swallow. Coming outside the mouth to the upper lip, the lower lip, the space between the lips, the tip of the nose, the left nostril, the right nostril, the whole of the nose, the outside of the left cheek, the right cheek, the left eye, the right eye, the left eyelashes, both lower and upper, the right eyelashes, again, both lower and upper, and all the spaces in between the eyelashes. And maybe your eyes might flicker, maybe they might spark. And the left eyebrow and brow bone, and the right eyebrow and brow bone, and the space in between the eyebrows, left temple, right temple, the whole forehead, left ear, right ear, the bone of the skull at the back of the left ear, and the point of the skull at the back of the right ear, and the very back of the head, and the top of the head, the whole head, the whole head, the whole head. Coming down to the shoulders, both left and right and left. The collarbone, the centre of the collarbone, the left side, the right side, the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, the palm of the left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, the top of the left hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Coming back to the centre of the collarbone, the right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, palm of the right hand, the right thumb, second, third, fourth, fifth finger, the back of the right hand, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, to the center of the collarbone. Awareness to the whole of the breastbone, from the center of the collarbone to the heart space. And just reconnect and bring the awareness of the resting body to the heart space. Invitation just to pause here momentarily and just see all places, all things, both inside and out and in between. On the left side of the rib cage, and all the left intercostal muscles, and the right rib cage, and all the right intercostal muscles, all the nerves, and all the spaces of the whole of the rib cage which communicate in between. The heart space coming down to the navel rising and falling with the breath, with the awareness of the ever flowing inhale and exhale. And then coming down into the whole pelvic bowl, the whole intricacy of the pelvis and the rich vitality of blood flow. And the hip sockets, both left and right. And the left side of the hip, the left thigh, both back and front. The left knee, kneecap, the back of the left knee, the calf, the left shin, ankle, ball of the left hand foot, the top of the left foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and fifth toe, the whole of the left leg, left arm, and left side, the whole of the left side of the body. And the right hip bone, the right thigh, both back and front, the right knee, kneecap, calf, shin, ankle, ball of the left foot, the top of the right foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and fifth toe, the whole of the right side, the whole right leg, arm, and the whole of the right side of the body. The whole right side with the whole left side, the whole left side of the body with the whole right side of the body, making awareness of the whole body, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body with the whole head, the whole body with the whole head, whole body, whole head in the practice of Yoga Nidra. In the room, in the space, in the street, in the town, or the village, or the field, in the country, in the continent, in the world. Aware now of the outside as much as the inside. And bring your awareness to those points at what we refer to as the invitation of the back of the body. So the shoulders, both left and right, the deep left and right shoulder blades, deep within the back, and all the network of muscles over muscle, and rich blood flow, and lymph and fascia, all supporting the back of the heart space. And the mid-back, maybe touching a surface, touching the clothes when we breathe. As the lungs slide, like glass on glass, separated by a thin film of pleura. And the lower back, the buttocks, the air at the back of the knees, and the air at the back of the ankles, and the whole front of the body, the lightness of the front of the body. So imagine the whole of the front body in light, illuminated, each front of ankle, each kneecap, each traffic light bone of the hip, and the whole torso, both upper and lower, chin, nose, forehead, all light, and the back of the body as dark. And as we move, the light and darkness moves. As the light and darkness moves across the planet, as the planet spins. And also there is this light and dark, day and night, but also this hemisphere, north and south. A multitude of interconnected webs. Webs of planes flying through the sky, and of ships making their way over oceans, and of people hiking up mountains. But also the inner working of the earth. And the hot springs where the natural gas escapes. And the gas escapes as the gas escapes from us, as we burp and as we exist, bone and hydrogen. Nothing more, but at the same time, so much more. And let's come to this light and dark and move this light to feel light as a feather. So the whole body, to invite the character of weightlessness and floating and flying, like fluffy clouds of cotton wool. We float higher to the light. Come into space with an opposing feeling of heaviness now infusing the body, bringing us back down, weighting us like an anchor. We drop anchor as we choose to walk on the earth, and the whole body letting go of the light and becoming heavy, coming back into the body. The stones, maybe feeling ourselves against the moss of the earth, feeling the stones against the back of the body, and the moss of the stones, and maybe as this process of yoga nidra draws to its natural conclusion and its end point, we invite a restful feeling that we are in fact still here, still breathing, still that ever-flowing balance of breath. The inhale is expansion and the exhale is contraction. And that we might feel the breath at different points of our body. Maybe we can become aware of our chest or our navel, our whole trunk as it rises slightly with the inhale and falls and slows with the exhale. And that in the middle of the torso is the space of the heart. And just to offer an expression of gratitude in this space of the heart for this practice, for our fellow humans, for our animal friends, for the food we have on our tables, for the water of hydration. Just some gratitude in that heart space. And then this process of yoga nidra now complete, we can start to make our breath more audible. So the fastest way to bring yourself back into the room, into this Zoom circle, and to bring some consciousness, some knowing consciousness into the body, is to just alter the volume of the breath and just hear it. The inhale, not necessarily longer, and the exhale, but just with more volume. And with that you can Also bring some movement to the tongue, to the tip of the tongue, and all those nerve endings and taste buds starting to move and to be lubricated within the mouth, feeling around the roof of the mouth and the top teeth. Maybe you might need to swallow, and maybe you want to gradually bring some movement into the body. And you can do that by turning on the side if you're lying down, or if you're sitting up, by moving the hands and maybe placing them as cups in front of the eyes and opening them behind the hands before we actually open them. And then gradually letting the light in and refocusing and blinking, taking the time that we need to come back to this space, this process complete. And I'll just warn you that there is going to be a noise when I stop the recording.